Warm up into Sunday, back into the low 90s before even more heat expected heading into next week. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jaylon.
Hi, human. I'm a micro monster swimming around in your plastic water bottle. But I can't wait to swim in your bloodstream soon.
Microplastics are micro monsters.
Drink me. Wait, what are you doing?
But you can fight back by using glass or metal reusable water bottles.
No!
Don't let microplastic micro monsters invade your body. Find more ways to fight back at stopmicromonsters.org.
Go! Tell your smart speaker to play 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Albrock. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the booze with Westwood One Sports. Like a good neighbors, Malik will be there. Looking spry and spry in Giants camp, the uber-talented receiver is poised to bounce back. Given his large target share, soft hands, and downfield abilities, he crosses a 1,000-yard mark at plus 125. Hashtag Team Huevos. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Deebo Samuel is making a homecoming with the San Francisco 49ers. He signed a one-year deal to return to the Bay. This is a good move for the 49ers. They have injury issues at the position with Ricky Pearsall, and you're bringing back a guy that already knows the offense and already knows how to fit into the offense. He's not in his prime, Deebo Samuel, but he certainly doesn't make your team worse on Denton Day.
Work, school. When's the next long weekend?
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Looks like me and Vincent caught you boys at breakfast. Sorry about that. Did you have it?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers! The cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
No.
Tell them, Vincent.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. You know why they call it that?
Because of the metric system.
Check out the big brain on bread. You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Don't mess with me, I'm one crazy mofo. I had to pop a cop because he wasn't giving me my props in Oaktown.
You are not cool.
No, I heard that somewhere.
Jabroni. Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome into Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you. Jacob Albrock, TJ Cleveland, joining momentarily for his final Sports Daily. As full-time host, we'll get you the latest on those show changes coming up next week in just a little bit. We're glad to be here with you. A lot of different little things happening yesterday. Kind of gives us a busy news day today. Some interesting things coming out of Chiefs camp. The college sports legislation latest is quite a bit to cover from the last time we talked, plus different legal challenges in the college world involving some Shockers players are happening with eligibility. So we'll get you the latest on that as well. The Royals, boy, oh boy, oh boy. The Royals on the wrong side of history. My goodness. Are you kidding me? It was unbelievable. An unbelievable way to lose. Quite literally unbelievable the way that they lost that game last night. Yesterday afternoon, I should say. Wild way. Historically bad. We'll get into it. We'll have our Royals insider, Jaylon Thompson, in to discuss it and everything with the Royals headed up to the trade deadline as well. And we'll continue to, get you ready for the football season and all the things, the weekend's events. It is Sports Daily. It's all what's on tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, featuring Oztoberfest, the deeply copper-colored German-style lager that'll make you click your heels, grab your stein, and follow the copper brick road to the land of Oztoberfest. Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. Glad to have you with us. All the different ways you can take in this program. You can listen to us, of course, and you are over the air on KFH. We have you there on 97.5 FM, 1240 AM. If you're listening there, you can simply call us at 869-1240. If we have you that way, too, you can email us at sportsdaily@kfhradio.com. You can also find us on all the different video platforms. We have you on 12 News Connected right now. We also have you on Facebook, on YouTube, on X. All of those places are available for you to just simply leave a video comment. If you do that, we can take that out over the air as well. You can also listen to us on the Odyssey app anytime, anywhere, right at the palm of your hand. That gives you the option to send us a voice message. That will come through. You just hit the little microphone if you're listening to us, and that comes through that way. I'm Jacob Albrock, Max Power producing today. This is the final day of the current format. Starting next week, the show moves to 8 to 11 live. We have all kinds of fun things in store for that. You'll be able to call and get in touch with the show all the way until 11 o'clock. Brady Bowman, who you've heard periodically throughout the last few weeks, is going to come on the show on a full-time basis. We'll still have TJ in the mix from time to time. He'll be popping in and out, and certainly as we're in the football season on Fridays to talk high school football and everything going on there as well. So it should be fun. It should be a fun way to kick off the fall here pretty quick. We're going a couple of weeks earlier than things get really crazy, but we'll get in as quickly as we can. All right, we've talked a ton about this, so let me give you the latest on the college sports legislation that did not happen yesterday here off the top. The Big Ten and the SEC continue to push back on this. The senators who have put it together, they are not very optimistic that there's going to be another version of this, at least with them right now. That it didn't pass all these deadlines. The deadlines did not make it. The Big 12 has been supportive with some concerns. The ACC has been supportive, according to reports, with some concern. The SEC didn't even vote on this. Notre Dame informed that they have been supportive of this. So it is what it's always been. It's been the Big Ten and the SEC. They just are not all the way on with this. So they needed to hit yesterday's deadline to get it to a vote. Ross Dellinger, who's covered this well for Yahoo, says, while the bill's chances of a vote next week are in peril, Majority Leader John Toon could still file cloture for the Protect College Sports Act on Monday evening once the Senate's session begins, potentially scheduling it for a late week vote, calls it a narrow path. So a narrow path is not no path. Keep that in mind. There was some talk yesterday that the president has implored for this to make its way through, which could reignite some of the base to maybe hear this a little longer than they would. I get it. I'm as frustrated as anybody. It's like you're taking a month-long recess. Like why can't stuff like these deadlines and things, the way our government works goes a little above my head and sometimes doesn't make sense. Like if we have something that needs to get done, let's work until the work gets done. But that's not how it works. And there's stuff in there that the Big Ten and the SEC don't like. And it's too bad that we just can't have nice things here, that this thing is too far reaching to appease everybody. Because on the same day we can't get this to the finish line, we see a class action lawsuit on the 5-5 deal. Two shockers, Kenyon Giles and Emmanuel Okorafor, are a part of that class action lawsuit, according to Jeff Goodman. Looking for what we knew would happen when that rule was put in place, that what about the guys who just finished their last year who hadn't yet exhausted 5 years of eligibility, and they think they ought to be able to play. And, of course, that clock has to start somewhere. If you don't start it last year, you'd have to go to the year before, and then those players would have a case in theory. So I don't know where that goes, but what I do know is every decision the NCAA tries to make gets challenged in court. And until you get legislation, I'm not sure how you can fix that part of it. I'm not sure how you can give the NCAA the teeth it needs to make decisions and enforce them without the backing of legislation. I'm just not sure. So we'll see where all that goes. But that's the latest. We didn't get anywhere, basically, yesterday. There's confusion. I'll take you through what one of the senators who sponsored the bill had to say about one of the things that's being bandied about. And it's an interesting one. I don't know if it's the biggest holdup, but it's one that is worth discussion. So we can do it. It has to do with how players are paid away from the field, basically, kind of endorsement type things. So we'll get you the latest there. We'll get you the latest on this lawsuit that reportedly features a couple shockers and one other KU player, by the way. Jaden Dawson, also a part of that lawsuit I mentioned, according to Jeff Goodman. So we'll get you all of those things, plus this Royals history and what an unbelievably excruciating loss we saw yesterday afternoon in Minnesota. What a brutal... They're playing so well, and they had two walk-off losses where they led in the 9th inning in that series. Unbelievable. The one yesterday, perhaps inexcusable. We'll get into all of it as we continue. It's Sports Daily on a Friday, everybody. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyin.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83-1001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Glad to have you with us. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care, celebrating 60 years in Wichita, providing expert lawn care for a healthy lawn, tree and shrub care, and bedweed control since 1966. Longhofer Lawn and Tree Care. Glad to have you with us on Sports Daily. Jake Ballbrock here, Max Power producing. You can call in the show, 869-1240. Royals fans, if you need to vent about last night, we'll do plenty of that throughout the show today, as well as get Jaylon Thompson in. Look ahead to the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. If you want to discuss what's happening in the world of college sports with all these bills and legislation and senators and all the things, you can do that as well. Try to get you caught up from what was actually a pretty crazy day of nothing yesterday. I don't even know how to describe it. What we saw yesterday, but it comes at the same time. We kind of have these two colliding things that would impact us here in the college sports world. So to the report that we got from Jeff Goodman yesterday, he put this out on X, says another class of 2022 5-for-5 lawsuits been filed in North Carolina seeking a temporary and permanent injunction, which would allow these players to play this year, which basically, again, says, there were 5 years. They basically would fit the profile of the new rule, but it didn't get implemented until after they graduated. Okay, so essentially, you have not used your 5 years of eligibility in 5 years, right, since you've become a college player. And we knew this was going to be a problem, and I get it, and I understand the problem. Basically, any players that came in as freshmen played and then played 4 years of college athletics. We'll take basketball as this example because I think most of these in this lawsuit are all basketball players. So we'll take that and think about a guy like Kenyon Giles, who Goodman is reporting is in there. 2 years at Radford, a year at UNC Greensboro, and a year at Wichita State. Entered college in the class of 2022, finished in 2026. Under the new rule, he would have another year of eligibility this year. He'd be a whatever we end up calling true fifth-year players just in their 5th years. And because they had to start the timer somewhere, a guy like Giles just like and listen, a guy like Giles would have the ability to make a lot of money. Now, this may be too late for him to, if he went in, let's call it the transfer portal right away, and everybody knew he had a year and all these things, he would have made a lot of money. A lot of money. I don't know what kind of money's still out there this late in the game, but it would be something. So I totally get this one. And while you have to start the clock somewhere, because you do, it doesn't. It'd be a tough pill to swallow. Put yourself in these guys' shoes. You haven't done anything. You went into college 4 years ago. You played 4 years. You graduate, and then the year you're leaving, they say, "Oh, now we're going to give you a 5th year." All the while, guys are getting millions of dollars in NIL opportunities to just sit there and be like, "That's not. I mean, that's bad timing. That's really costly bad timing for a guy like Kenyon Giles." So this lawsuit, they want to try to get a year of eligibility out of this, basically. I get it. It makes me, we knew this. We brought this up when this rule got put in place. What happens to those players? I can tell you that Wichita State knew this was going to be a thing. This has been on their minds. I've talked to people around and within the program that have that months and months and months ago acknowledged this is on the radar, not just for them, but for coaching staffs all across the country. We have to keep this in mind when we're out recruiting. What if these guys find another year, right? Emmanuel Okorafor is also on that list for Wichita State. You're talking about 2 of the more important players for the Shockers last year. Leading scorer, a big that's pretty irreplaceable, hard to find. So you have this out there now, and it makes you wonder and think, like, honestly, they have a good case. Like, if there's not a law, basically, which we're not going to get at this point, saying the NCAA can do whatever it wants on eligibility, I would imagine they have a really strong case with this. And it makes me wonder, too, why the NCAA, like hindsight, of course, because while we understood this was going to be a problem, didn't really know what you could do about it, because there's always going to be somebody who didn't get the benefit of this. Like, if they gave it back to the class Giles is in, well, then the class of 2021 guys who fit, they'd be like, well, then I should have another year of eligibility. Class of 2020 guys who only played 4 years, well, then I should have another year of eligibility. I get that. So I think at some point you would exhaust the player pool, right? Guys, teams wouldn't be interested in going back and grabbing those players. But if you don't start a timer, what about that guy who's, 31 years old, not good enough to play in the NBA anymore, but absolutely would become one of the better college basketball players when there's millions of dollars on the line? We've seen it. We've seen it pretty much. So you had to start it somewhere, but it really does suck, especially for that class of 2022. I don't know where this goes. I really don't. I think they've got a pretty good case here. But this is one of many reasons we need this legislation to come through and allow college athletics and the NCAA or whoever, whatever it is, to actually come up with some guidelines that they can enforce without it being challenged all the time. Honestly, like the way I lay that case out to you, how do you think that should go? Is it fair to this group of players? There's a bunch of them on the list Jeff Goodman tweeted out yesterday. A bunch of them. Giles Okorafor are on there, and Jaden Dawson from Kansas. We already know Melvin Council is challenging his eligibility at KU, and it appears that they're behind it. Like, not behind it. They're supportive of it, I should say. Correct the way I say that. Because he thinks his junior college years shouldn't be counted against his eligibility. So you have a case. That one's even more crazy and complicated with everything. So this is the world we live in, and I do think people are tired of this stuff. They're tired of eligibility questions. They're tired of the transfer portal. The things that are being fought about in Washington, people don't really care about. They just don't. They're not trying to take care of the most important things. We're stuck working on the things that don't matter nearly as much to people. I don't like that becomes the problem. We've got the decision makers of college athletics who can see this stuff all firsthand fighting with congressional leaders about associated entity language in the Protect College Sports Act. Again, I love this analogy. I use it a lot in business. Your house is on fire, but you're trying to build a pool in the backyard. Like, take care of the problem that's right at hand before you get into the other things. If this sweeping legislation can't solve the house on fire, then do something that solves the house on fire. Then go worry about all this other stuff. The house on fire is eligibility. The house on fire is endless transfer portal transactions. That's the house on fire for college athletics right now. It's making it unaffordable for a lot of institutions and schools. It's making difficult decisions that nobody likes and inevitability. And it makes fans not as interested. They're tired of it. Ted Cruz tweeted yesterday, he's one of the co-authors of this bipartisan legislation. There's confusion about how the cap and associated entity language work, he says. Let him clear it up. The cap is a hard cap, full stop. The loophole is closed. Once a school hits the cap, a player can still do NIL deals on the open market if the deal is genuinely commercial and the school's not directing it. That's the line. He says some commissioners want more, to bar any company doing business with a school from signing that school's players, so that a quarterback couldn't sign with Nike because Nike has a separate contract with the university. Cruz says that's not protecting a cap. That's blocking a kid from selling his own name. He says every pro league works this way. If the team doesn't direct it, the player earns it. What is the objection? He's saying there's not a loophole. So you've got conferences saying and trying to push through, according to Ted Cruz, rules that would say, nah, man, if they're if they're giving us money, they can't also give the players money. Now, why would they do that? Why would a school do that? Think about it. Because they're afraid they'll get less money from said endorser. If you're Duke and Nike wants to give Zion Williamson a bag of money, are they less inclined to give as much money to the program and the school as a whole? That's what they're afraid of. It is amazing to me that we've done all of this work and change over the last 6 or 7 years in NIL and schools constantly trying to be supportive, some schools. And at the end of the day, we get to this thing in this linchpin is that the schools don't want to share NIL money. I mean, you got to give me a break on this. Like, we can't go back. It's like we've fallen back into the college stone ages. Why on earth would a school care about the private NIL deals being given to players? Imagine pro sports. And that was a great analogy by the senator. Imagine pro sports doing that. Imagine the Chiefs coming and saying, oh, man, Patrick Mahomes, we're sorry, man. You can't do a Coors Light deal. We sell Coors Light in the stadium, and they endorse us. They can also endorse you. I mean, could you imagine that? No chance, right? Patrick Mahomes can do whatever he wants. Can he wear a Chiefs jersey in a Coors Light ad? No. The Chiefs own that jersey. Great. If a player wants to do an endorsement deal with an apparel company, then yeah, they can't also, take the benefit of being a player at Kansas. You have your own deal. He'll be in street clothes in that Nike commercial. probably wearing the Nike shoes they would like kids to buy. It's if this legislation gets torched because these conferences and these schools don't want to share that money, we will have made no progress. All this insanity the last few years, it's like you just light a match. If the reason this doesn't pass is because now we've got schools and leagues trying to go back to limiting the earning power of players, that can't be what we're back to now. That's never what's said out loud by any coaches or administrators or universities. They're fully supportive of their players earning and being compensated and being taken care of. And we're going to tell you this. Why? So that they can recruit these players. But then we turn around, we have legislation in front of us that solves a lot of the actual house on fire issues of the sport. And it's being held up by some league commissioners who are trying to protect their ability to earn the most money, which I get. That's what they're paid to do. But you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision on what you want. The threats of we'll break away and do our own thing, I don't know that anybody's buying that. Go for it. You've got some coaches across the country saying, good luck. Don't let the door hit you in the you know what on the way out. Have fun trying it. It's not going to work. I'm not surprised that this is having such a hard time. This is what Tommy Tuberville was talking about when he put a much simpler bill forward that simply solves enforcement issues for the NCAA and the transfer portal. And it enforces and codifies, I think, the 5-and-5, again, eligibility stuff. That's why I put that out there. I don't know that we're ever going to get the cohesion we need with so many different interests on a wide sweeping piece of legislation like this. I don't know. The deadline, the softer deadlines have passed. We saw the president put some public pressure back on, which could probably give some procedural rope to the Senate to get this to a vote, but it can't get it to a vote if these colleges aren't even willing to vote on it. We didn't get votes in some of these leagues. It's crazy. It's crazy. If that's the holdup, that's a silly thing to be held up on. Let players take endorsement deals. Again, there's language in there that says it has to be for actual, commercial value, business value, not shady bag under the table. Like kid wants to be in a car commercial. It's fine. It doesn't count against the cap. The schools can still do what they want to do against the cap and reach them. What do the schools want here? What do these commissioners want? Well, yeah, they'd like to have a lower cap number so they don't have to spend as much and then tell the kids they can't go out and also earn on the open market. It all has to go through the school so they can control it. You don't think why is Major League Baseball about to have a likely lockout over a salary cap? You think the ownership doesn't want to be able to spend the most money they can spend? They'd love to say, oh man, sorry, we just can't spend that much. We got a salary cap. That's as much as we can spend. Of course they'd want that. Does this have to get to the messier point of collective bargaining in college? You think that's going to be easy? There's, 200 schools out there? How do you even define who's in and who's out? My goodness. Why can't we just have nice things? Just fix the transfer portal. Fix the transfer portal. Nobody cares about anything else. You fix the transfer portal, you won't have any problem selling tickets. You guys can get in a room and bicker over TV contracts and expansion and all that other stuff all you want. Just fix the transfer portal. That's what the fans want. It's what coaches want. Just let me, fall in love with players again that aren't just leaving immediately. That's all anybody's really asking for. Let this other stuff, let it happen somewhere else, man. It's one of the rare times it doesn't appear like we should be blaming Congress for a logjam to get through legislation. And by the way, you're senators and Congress people. Since when do you need the permission of anybody to pass good legislation? You don't need permission from these schools. You can take their advice. Yeah, you're representing a lot of them, but you're also representing their constituents. You're representing their fans, the people that go to these schools, the people that support these schools. What do you think they want? Don't be held hostage by university presidents to do the right thing, to do things that are the best for the players. Don't do that. I'm a little bothered by that too. Why do they need the Big Ten presidents to vote? There. If it's the right legislation, it's the right legislation. Blame all around. Ensues in Washington. Jacob Albrocht here on Sports Daily. Your thoughts, welcome here. You can send us video comments, Facebook, YouTube, X. We'll come back. The wrong side of history for the Royals. My goodness, what an excruciating loss. One bad enough that changes could be made? We'll discuss that on the other side. It's Sports Daily. On a Friday, TGIF. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
8310 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
Welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Jacob Albrecht here with you on this Friday, last Friday of the current show format before we switch things up next week. We go 8 to 11 starting Monday, 3 live hours for you here on Sports Daily. We will be excited for some changes. It'll be really good. We'll get guests. Boy, when we're in the fall, I went over the guest list yesterday. This thing's going to be awesome. We're happy to be brought to you in part by Crestview Country Club. Really happy to be out there and want you to give them a shot, take a tour, and check out why my family's been out there so long. Great pool, great kids camps and activities and fun. And there's, of course, then all the golf, 36 holes with great kids programs to get them introduced to golf. Tennis is out there. Tennis is taking back off. I'll tell you, tennis is getting wild. You don't drive around a tennis court anywhere in town and not see people out there playing. It's an interesting and pretty cool comeback. Well, Crestview's got indoor and outdoor courts, 8 of them, I think, and lessons and all the cool stuff and leagues. Give them a call. Go take a tour. Tell them we sent you here from Sports Daily, and you'll see why we think it's such a great place. All right, we come back here on Sports Daily. This Royals loss yesterday. 2 games in this series, the Royals blow the game in the 9th. Not just tied in the 9th inning, right? They were leading these games in the 9th innings. And they end up losing the series because of it. They continue to play really well, right? They should have swept this series against Minnesota, a team that's at 500 now. That is agonizing to see them start to play well, even without Bobby Witt Jr., remember, in this series. I cannot imagine what it's like in that locker room right now. Noah Cameron goes 8 innings of 1-hit baseball. 1. You take a 3-0 lead into the 9th after Noah Cameron just gave you 8 innings of 1-hit baseball. Unbelievable to come in and blow it in the 9th. Lucas Ursig got off to a good start, got 2 quick outs, then got 3 base runners on. Okay, what do you do then? So you're sitting there for 8 2/3 innings. You've got no problem here. Nobody on. You're in good shape. And then Ursig loads the bases. So what do? You've got the Royal Killer coming up, Cody Clemens, a lefty. We're going to go find a lefty in the bullpen, right? And luck has it. You got one of the best lefties in all of baseball, one of the best lefty relievers in all of baseball. But that's not who you go get. You're going to go get one of the worst lefty relievers in all of baseball. to bring into that situation against that hitter, and you give up one of the most historically unlikely home runs that you can give up. Just to put some perspective on this ultimate grand slam to end the game, there have only been 15 of those ever with 2 outs. That is more rare than a perfect game. It's only the 34th time it's ever happened. It's the first time it's happened for the Twins, and the stats don't go back far enough to guarantee this as far as actual counts. There is some belief out there this may be the first one ever on an 0-2 count. The Royals lose, heads are hanging, and Matt Quatraro makes one of the most boneheaded pitching decisions we've seen all year, and he's made lots of them. And as we welcome in TJ Cleveland.
I see I joined at a good spot.
I don't like, I told you this yesterday, man. I don't like getting into person should be fired. That's not really my style. But I look back at the last 2 years, how disappointing they've been, the silliness of Jack Caglione early in this year, decisions like we saw last night. Why are we going to Matt Strahm in that scenario, who now has an ERA approaching 7? A Daniel Lynch pitched each of the last 2 days. You're asking him to come in and get one guy out. He's a reliever. He can pitch 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I think that it's one thing if they put Strahm out there for the full inning, because I think that there's something to, it's not a one-run game. It's not a tie game. Like,
sure,
you have a cushion, and I think that's probably what they did Urseg. That's why they put him out there. They didn't really need the true closer if that's what they want to consider Lynch as. I don't even know if they want to consider him the true closer anymore at all. And then to see him go out there for one batter, and I get the lefty-lefty matchup, but again, Daniel Lynch is a lefty too. I saw somebody say online yesterday, Mark Paulo said, the definition of insanity, and you see the 3 guys that they put out there late in games of Ursek, Lang, and Matt Strahm, and just to see it happen yesterday, it's the most frustrating way, and not just I've said 100 times, is that the Royals aren't a bad team. They just find ways to lose games. And last night was the perfect example of that.
They've lost them in weirder ways, as almost at any, at a pace matching anybody. I believe they have the worst team ERA in baseball. They're not a good team. They have a good lineup. They have a lot of good young players, but is there any way, if we get to the deadline on Monday and the Royals do indeed take the path that most people think they'll take right now, which is hang on to almost everybody. They're keeping all their controllable assets, essentially. The only players they'll trade are the expiring contracts. If they go down that road and they end up they're at 18 games under 500 right now, right? Let's say they go 18 games under 500. How many, what is that? 81 minus 9, 72 wins, 72 and 90 this year. If they get to 72 and 90 and they have run it back, what world could Matt Quatraro return as this team's manager?
Yeah.
There's no way with what they're investing in it, you can do it a third time.
I think that there is becoming a fork in the road. And I think that I saw yesterday, I need to double check this, but I think Jeff Passan said something that the Royals are not inclined to rebuild because they like their core. And it's the same thing that we've said. But it makes sense why you would say that. But again, you're at a fork in the road now to say that, okay, this hasn't worked for 2 straight years. Is it because of the team? Is it because of the decisions that are made around the team? I think that at some point there has to be, the scapegoat in one way or another. And not really a scapegoat because it's not working. It's not like they're placing blame on something that needs blame placed on them. you have to make the decision and decide which isn't working, because I'm sure that there is a world where you can keep, the coaching staff and do all those things and build a roster that works with the coaching staff. But I think that results have shown you that the roster that they have does not work with the way that they coach. And so that's nobody's fault. It just doesn't work. And I think
putting in Matt Strom last night in that scenario is somebody's fault. Not playing Jack Caglione for much of the early part of the season is somebody's fault. Like, there is blame to cast in some of these scenarios. There just is. And I like Quatraro. I do. I like his attitude. I like his approach. I like his background, but it is not working. And these kinds of decisions, you're just like, why? Like, the scenario has played itself out, right? I even get the Lucas Ursig thing. They're trying to get him back right. And with his stuff and his history, I'm willing to work through some things with him, right? When you make the decision to not let him finish the inning, which I'm also okay with, that cannot be the guy you go get. He's like the only guy that's been worse than Ursig lately. I mean, you just can't. Is Lang your closer or not? No. I know he blew it Monday. But I'd rather see him than Strom.
I think that may be more weird than not going to Lynch. Is just the fact of saying that, we don't need him as a true save situation because we're up 3, so Urseg could handle it. And then to take him out and be like, okay, how about Strom? I think it's like, why not the actual closer if we're going to do that at that point? I don't understand.
Or
I guess
why
it's a lefty,
not the best lefty reliever perhaps in all of baseball this year?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's ludicrous. I had, when they brought Ursig in the 9th, and, it's the middle of the day, so you're not like locked in all the way. But, Ursig has been still shaky lately, but he had gotten his ERA down about a run since, in a little more than a month's time. And it's like, okay. And so I was like, with Lang's blown save on Monday, maybe they're giving Ursig the closer job back, right? Because Lang's pretty shaky anyway. I'm like, that's an interesting development. So I don't know if that was the plan. I mean, Ursig came out and got 2 outs, no problem. That's the crazier part. The whole scenario is so wild.
I agree.
But
it's not it's not like bases got loaded. He tried to work his way out of it a little bit. I mean, he had 2 outs, and then I think every batter that ensued had 2 strikes on him. And then he hit him. And then he walked him, full count. Then he gave up a base hit with a ball that Royce Lewis chased out of the zone. And then an 0-2 count, and the guy hits the ultimate grand slam. It's unbelievable how that happens. That's crazy.
Matt Strom has given up runs in 5 of his last 7 appearances. Daniel Lynch, by comparison, let me just pull up his full list of games because he hasn't. Matt Strom has given up runs. What did I just say? 5 out of his last 7. Daniel Lynch has given up runs in 1 out of his last 14 appearances. Bases are loaded. Games unraveling. One reliever, one lefty, has given up a run in 5 of his last 7 appearances. The other lefty has given up a run, 1 in his last 14 appearances. Who do you trust to get you an out?
Yep.
It's not even hard. Early in the year, young, power hitting, potentially cornerstone franchise player who has around a year's service time in the big leagues is up. A lefty's up. You go to the platoon play. Like, what? Sometimes you don't have to think that hard. Just put in your best players.
Again, I'm sure that they're probably, and as there always is, it's not like, to their credit, Matt Crociaro is never making decisions of saying, screw it, maybe we'll put this guy. Let's see what happens. I think that there usually is the decisions, and it was probably
I'm sure the decision was he pitched the last 2 nights.
There's that, and I'm sure that Strom is like, well, maybe we could get him an out here. Maybe that'll help him in the long run and do it. And it's like, sometimes you got to win the games that you're playing.
Daniel Lynch, you need him potentially to throw one pitch. Can you throw one pitch? Can you get us one pitch here? Can you give him what's Little Big League? Rookie of the Year. Can you just float one up to him? Give him the ephus, see what he does with it. All right, we'll come back. Headlines I missed. Jaylon Thompson will be in to talk about it when we return.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Me and Vincent caught you boys at breakfast. Sorry about that. What you having?
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers! The cornerstone of any nutritious breakfast. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
No.
Tell him, Vincent.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. You know why they call it that?
Because of the metric system.
Check out the big brain on bread. You're a smart mother, that's right.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
Don't mess with me. I'm one crazy mofo. I had to pop a cop because he wasn't giving me my props in Oaktown.
You are not cool.
No, I heard that somewhere.
Jabroni.
All right, welcome back in. A couple good ones there from Max. Now, TJ, I know we've covered Austin Powers, so you're going to know that. The first reference, though, can you name that movie? I believe it was before you were alive. In fact, I know it was.
Now you're making me doubt myself. I thought that was Longest Yard.
Nope.
I thought that was the guy with the cheeseburgers that he keeps. I thought that was him.
No? That is Pulp Fiction.
Oh, really?
Tarantino.
Oh, yeah. That's Samuel L. Jackson, isn't it?
John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson. I don't know if it's my favorite Tarantino movie. It's so good. So good. That's such a good scene. That's a good one.
I followed the thought process there. Was you know what I'm talking about, Longest Yard, the guy that keeps cheeseburgers? I thought that was
the remake of The Longest Yard, not the original.
The Adam Sandler.
The Sandler version, which is good. I need to watch that again. That was good. That was good stuff. Welcome back in. Another hour of Sports Daily here, everybody. TJ, on your last full day, it dawned on me as you were a little late getting here today, your first full day in that chair as co-host, you were also, I seem to remember calling into a frantic Tommy from the St. Louis airport. Was that was your first?
That wasn't the true. You just happened to be out of town that day. Tommy was still doing it. It was the first day that we knew that Tommy was going to be the boss. Yes.
Okay. That's right.
Because I remember because Tommy opened up the floor and said, "What do you have to say for yourself?" And I said, "Tommy, I just wanted to work on your discipline style. So let me have it."
That's right. Yeah. I was for a moment there. I was like, "Wow, that is a pretty incredible bookend." If that's the case, but either way,
pretty close,
we've got you here on your last full day of the show. Programming note for everybody: we've been trying to mention this week. Next week, 8 to 11, all live, all ready for your interactions, all show long. It'll be a fun change. TJ though is stepping back from the full-time duties on it. Brady Bowman will step in. It's one of those though. We'll have TJ. At least during football season, quite a bit. It's going to help when I'm off having a baby, fill in from time to time with whatever it is. So a sad day, but a different day coming next week. We'll get to all that later. Before we do any of that, Max, there's some headlines we got to get to. Man.
All right, Sports Daily fans, here's the headlines. The Jacob
We're going off the rails here.
Didn't see
on a Friday.
We'll take it whenever you're ready, Max. You click that button whenever you're ready. We'll just get going though. Somebody just sing the background music behind us. Let's start with soccer. U.S. soccer, because we got a lot of soccer headlines since the World Cup. My algorithm is very favoring soccer headlines because they think I'm a real footy. But you'll appreciate this one, Jacob. Mauricio Pochettino is close to continuing as the U.S. men's national team head coach. They're working on a 4-year deal. They said progress is in a good place, but it's not done yet.
I'll be honest. I thought a deadline on that already passed, and I didn't
know how that works.
And I don't know. I guess I didn't know what his decision was. So, I had left my mind, but I hope he comes back. I'm a Pochettino guy.
That's right.
Just because he makes us play like crazy lunatics, and I appreciate that.
I do too. That's from Tom Bogert of The Athletic. Thank you for the headline there. Let's go to golf. The old course yesterday, Jacob. Did you see these pictures floating around? Luke Combs, the country singer, is playing some concert overseas. I don't even know if he's in Scotland, but he went to the old course and played it. And he played it. This is what's making the real headlines. Is that he played it in like some golf shorts and his golf shoes and a golf hat, but he's wearing a Mountaineers football sweatshirt, Appalachian State, where he went to school. He's wearing a Mountaineers football hoodie while he's playing the old course, and not just any hoodie. Someone brings this up. This is from Brendan Porath. He says, the old course has seen everything over the centuries, but I'd have to think this is the first time that anyone has played it in an Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl App State hoodie.
That's what that hoodie's from?
Yeah, there's a logo on the sleeve from the Avocados in Mexico Bowl.
I mean, look, you reach that level of stardom, and but it's like it's the John Daly effect. Like, who cares? I got this hoodie sitting around. It's a good hoodie. It's a good hoodie. It's comfortable. You don't know if you're going to need it. Out there, what's the weather like?
Listen, I don't have a problem with him really wearing a hoodie while he's playing the old course. It gets cold over there, but it's just hilarious. Like I appreciate this more in the fact that Luke Combs has an Avocados from Mexico hoodie. And
he was at the game. He was.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like I love obscure merch like that. It's so cool. Okay, let's go. Did you see the gorilla trade?
No, did we get a zoo trade?
We got a zoo trade yesterday. The Brookfield Zoo of Chicago is trading 2 Western lowland gorillas, Kamba and Nora, ages 20 and 12, to the Columbus Zoo for 12-year-old Kamina and 8-year-old Zara. Chicago gets younger and sheds some bad contracts. That's from PFT commentary.
So it's all gorillas and gorillas.
Yeah, 2 gorillas for 2 other gorillas. They got younger.
I like the when it's like different animal for different animal. Those are the best trades.
Yeah, I agree.
That's good commentary from PFT there.
Someone said it's maddening that the Columbus Zoo is doing more moves at the deadline than the Cleveland Guardians.
Well, the Cleveland Guardians ain't doing any moves at any deadline. That's kind of their thing, unless it's selling players.
That's right. All right, let's keep going here. Kind of back to soccer. Freddie, the German. We've talked about his journey across the U.S. plenty, right? He's back in Germany. I said that headline. He announced yesterday, or 2 days ago, actually, that they are planning to come back to the USA this fall already, and they want to go on a college football tour, go into all the stadiums.
Well, listen, I appreciate everything that Freddie did for us, but I don't now also need another. Here's my problem with like what gets trending, and like everybody has to say something about Freddie's tour across America. Like everybody, you have to say something. You have to chime in. That's my problem with things that go viral, because then everybody has to have an opinion on it. And it's like, I don't care what you think about Freddie. I just want to see what Freddie's doing. Right. If he takes a college football tour, good on Freddie for trying to do this, because he knows maybe we'll get another free, awesome trip across the country with all kinds of cool swag and get to all these games. You're going to see every social media department of every school and go ham and go crazy, and it'll be like, all right, I've had enough. And I'm close to having enough anyway, now that the World Cup's not here. There is some appeal to me to take the tour across the country and show some college football traditions, and maybe that's all it will be. But I hear that, and I fear that we're going to be tired of this.
There's already haters saying that, so we made all these things about him being an industry plant and being somebody like that, and then now it's like, well, guess who's already coming back?
I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm trying to be a realist. I think we'll be tired of this.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm with you on this. But it'll be fun. I hope he appreciates it. I want to go on a tour like that. I want to hit as many FBS
do want
stadiums.
to see the tour. Like, I do want to see, like, the stupid little things he was able to find on his tour. Like, here's this random obscure tradition in Starkville that I found. Like, that I have some interest in.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool to see a non-American's take on it because there's a lot of very random things that happens during college football season. All right, I saved this one for you. The Columbus Blue Jackets. Back 2 headlines from Columbus. That's pretty wild. Columbus Blue Jackets. Beginning this season, all Blue Jackets game broadcasts will be simulcast across television and radio platforms, allowing fans to experience the same live game coverage across TV and radio. And this has people up in arms.
Yeah, that's lame. That's pretty lame. That's what you might find at Division III colleges. We'll just throw the TV broadcast on the radio. Why not? Yeah, that's lame. You're the NHL.
Yeah, a lot of people are bringing up the point of saying, like, have you ever listened to a radio broadcast compared to a TV broadcast? They're vastly different.
They're very, as they should be. One, you can see with your eyes. The other, you cannot.
Exactly. And so now for the Columbus Blue Jackets, you're just going to hear, I assume you have to go with the radio broadcast because
you would have to go with the radio broadcast.
Yeah. So if you're watching on TV, you're about to hear what the score is every 30 seconds.
There are a lot of people that would take the broadcast you can hear right here on KFH every day and put it over the television broadcast of a Royals game. That is an old school baseball thing to do. I've done it. It's pretty enjoyable. When you have like a voice of when you have like that historic, person that you've heard. Again, this is old school radio stuff. Like one of the reasons I'm such a sports fan is listening to the Rangers game on the 30-minute commute back and forth into town every day as a kid growing up in the summer. Eric Nadel, voice of the Rangers. My entire life, he's been the voice of the Rangers. So, like, people will take the TV broadcast, no offense to anybody on there, turn it down and sync it up to where you've got the radio broadcast. Like, that's cool, but that's not the same thing.
I think that it's more so people just saying, like, it'll be, it'll work. It'll be fine.
It'll work.
But people are, it's just the kind of like, all right, you're an NHL team. This is kind of weird.
You don't need to be doing that to save money, which would be the only reason I could think of doing that, which is a silly, small cost anyway. All right, we'll come back. We've got Royals talk with Jaylon Thompson. Patrick Mahomes under center, reportedly, a ton yesterday in camp. Is that a good sign of things to come? We'll discuss on the other side.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, Stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Are over.
Yo, I haven't got all day.
869-1240.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily here. Last show of the current format before we switch things up starting Monday. Going 8 to 11, all live, all ready for your comments, calls, commentary, all of it. And it'll be an interesting change. We're ready for it. We'll get you there in no time. We'll be right there rocking and rolling into the fall. My goodness, there is nothing better, TJ, than Sports Talk Radio in the fall. So much fun, endless, the reactions, all of it, so fun. And this slower time, we hope you've enjoyed. Before it hits chaos mode again, I'm telling you, we got kids back in school in a couple of weeks. The activities are going to begin. We're already kind of kicking up some of their practices and stuff. And those days of like, oh, I literally have an assigned evening activity every single night of the week. And we're about to have another baby. Woo. Chaos mode. Chaos mode, but we'll be ready for it. We'll be ready for it. I'll be on paternity leave from KWCH, TJ. The entirety of it will come during football season.
There's a world where you come back, KU, K-State, and the Chiefs could all be out of it.
Just correct. Now, for radio, it won't be as long. I'll probably, we think, a couple of weeks. TJ will hop in here with Brady, no big deal. But for TV, 6 weeks. Kudos to our company. This was not the policy when I had my other 3 kids. I'll tell you that. This will be nice. This will be welcome. We're at our age. We're going to need it. But yeah, I will have walked away from television coverage. They'll be 3 weeks into the season, I think. KU and K-State. And when I return, will be 2 or 3 games maybe left. It's going to be wild. It's going to be wild to see it. I don't know what to do, but I do know that the endless hours and wackiness of it while having football will be an interesting dynamic. In the fall, when you can cook whatever, it'll be something. But we'll be here each day starting next week with you from 8 to 11, 3 live hours. Glad to be doing it. It'll be a fun and interesting change that we're ready for. All right. TJ, Chiefs camp. We had an interesting day at Chiefs camp yesterday, both on and off the field. Let's start on the field, where we see, according to reports, Patrick Mahomes under center a lot. That's a big deal. That's the way that Kenneth Walker has run. And this was a question when they brought him in, right? Are they going to continue to go in shotgun and hand it off that way? I'm not sure that they will. If Mahomes' knee is okay, and he's looked good in practice, we see some of the videos, the mobility and everything looks fine. If they go under center with Kenneth Walker, then now we're really talking about a new offense. More play action, probably a little less of all the motion and craziness. What are the chances this isn't just they'll hand it off more, but this is legitimately a new offense this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know if I want to say I expect it because, we're asking an old dog to learn new tricks almost of not so much Patrick Mahomes, but more so Andy Reid, I think, of just saying like, hey, we're going to retool this. We're going to go under center. But I think that if you look at what all the fans have been saying is that like, man, I think this would be better if we were under center. I think that even last year, there was a lot of people saying that I think that we could do a lot more under center. I think that the rest of the league has caught up to the fact that we're going to throw the ball 40 times a game. And when we're in the shotgun, I get that there's the benefits of being in the shotgun, but whenever they know the pass is coming, basically every time, I think that, you'll lose a little bit of your appeal. So I think that there is something to be said about going under center. And the main thing, Jacob, is just the fact of how good they could be in a play action offense, right?
Yeah. Yeah. With that player in particular, right? That's the thing. It's now I don't want to overstate it either, because what if Kenneth Walker misses time? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to put all the Chiefs' eggs in the basket of Kenneth Walker.
I don't even think it's so much of Kenneth Walker. I think it's just the retooling of your philosophy, and it's nice to have a good horse to lead the way.
Where's our Nebraska football fans? Did Emmett Johnson does any college ever go under center anymore? Did Emmett Johnson take snaps out of the eye? Like, I don't know. But I'm sure he can adjust. He's got camp in the preseason. And I don't even know, like, what percentage will we see the Chiefs under center? Is it going to be exclusively? Will it be a mixture? I mean, what was the percentage before? Almost never?
Yeah.
Outside of goal line situations, right? I can't think of any.
I would say so.
So, I don't know. There are a lot of intriguing things out of it. Now, Justin Fields is there. If they utilize him, that's probably not an under center situation. That's probably more of a shotgun read option type thing. I still am very curious. And here's what I'd work if I was Andy Reid. Can Justin Fields be Kareem Hunt? I'm not saying turn around and hand it to him. What I'm saying is the Chiefs were near unstoppable last year in short yardage. I think it was 1 yard or less. I don't think it was 2. I think it was 1 yard or less. They were more effective than the tush push.
Yeah.
Kareem Hunt was. Can they just, it doesn't even have to be the tush push. Could be, but it doesn't have to be. Can they just have Justin Fields quarterback sneak every time on 3rd and 1?
So that's the thing, is that the Chiefs have never done that, because whenever they do, tush push, but it's not really a tush push. Whenever they sneak in the past, it's been, they put Blake Bell into motion.
Well, it should have been Blake Bell doing the tush push is what it should have been.
Yeah, because they don't want they don't want Mahomes in there, obviously. So
No.
it's been Blake Bell motions in, gets under center really quick, and takes it and sneaks it himself. And I think it turned into Noah Gray did that a little bit, but it's always got to be something sneaky like that, because I think that if they were like, okay, they're going to bring in Gardner Minshew for this play,
right?
I wonder what they're going to do. Right. I think that now it opens up a wrinkle where I think they will use Justin Fields. I mean, I'd be shocked if they might use Justin Fields once a drive. Right. I think there's a world where
That's
that could
what
be
I'm saying.
a thing.
Can he just if it's 3rd and 1, just bring him in. He's going to quarterback sneak.
I think that I'm fine if there's a world where Justin Fields plays every drive, every long drive, but because one, it throws the wrinkle into where if you ever are short yardage, you can sneak with him. And that's probably what the defense is going to expect. But it also opens up the world where, okay, we're going to act like we're going to do this. And then he drops back and he can throw a pass, right? I think that
you're going to leave Mahomes on the field in a lot of the situations you do this, and you're going to line him up out wide. And if you line him up out wide, yeah, you set up the trick play that you'd almost never run unless the defense gives you something. You're never going to throw a screen out to Mahomes to try to set up some trick play. You're not doing that. But what you can do is just send him out there. Send him out to the sideline, right? You just go stand out there. And Fields / Mahomes can look at a defense and make a check, make that call. Then Fields perhaps drops out. Mahomes comes back under center or into shotgun. Now you run a play because defense is set in a way that you think you could take advantage of it. I think it's something they should look at. Because it is, we've spent almost no time on this. Losing Kareem Hunt's ability to pick up short yardage first downs is a loss to this offense. As little explosion as they had in the run game and as much of a problem as that was at times, there was nobody better in football last year at picking up short yardage first downs than Kareem Hunt. They're losing that. And they need to, that's a loss. That is a loss when you're going to try to play the style of offense they're going to play. So, either way, Mahomes under center, it's good news, in my opinion. I don't know. I'll be curious to kind of see this and hear this. I don't know how much, does it become 50-50? Does it become more under center than not under center? Has Mahomes ever in his life played under center? I doubt it, man. High school football's not played that way anymore. Certainly not in Texas. It's not played that way anymore unless you're in small town Texas. Mm-hmm. So I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Not that he can. Of course he can. He especially can if his knee's good and he has the ability to make that drop.
Yeah. I think that was also a big question is, can Mahomes play under center with a torn ACL? That's a lot of, turning and pivoting, right? I think it's easier on your, messed up knee to probably play shotgun because it's a lot of standing, dropping, throwing, not a, in layman's terms, take it, drop back, turn around, throw. It's more complicated than that. But I think that it is. I think, by the way, I pivot to that. Have you seen the videos? He's jumping around and skipping.
I'm paying less attention to that and more attention to the fact that he doesn't look limited in his football movements at all. Yeah. The jumping and skipping are good to see because it means he doesn't feel limited.
No.
Right? It's the same motions we've always seen from him, the same little skip that he'll do. I think more than anything, what we're seeing is it doesn't look like anything is different other than he's wearing a knee brace.
And I think that there's always been, that's the one thing that I always try to pay attention to is we've seen guys that have, the ghost injuries, right? Where you tore your ACL and you're healthy, but you're scared to use that ACL and subconsciously, you kind of have a limp and you're making sure that you don't land on that foot and you're making sure you don't plant hard with that foot. And I think that you could pull up a video, to your point, you pull up a video from last year and you can see Mahomes running next to Mahomes running now. It looks the same.
Don't you think too, the bigger risk, everyone keeps talking about, well, maybe he's not going to run as much. He's coming off an ACL. And I think about that and I'm like, no, when Mahomes runs, I'm not I'm trying to envision his runs and when he does it and how he does it. And I think I'm far more concerned with his knee with the quick movements in the pocket and the scrambling than I am for just him actually just taking off and running. I don't think taking off and running is going to put as much strain on whatever repair work is done as like 2 steps plant, cut the other way to try to avoid a sack. Like those little movements in the pocket seem to me like they would be just as dangerous as him stepping up and taking off and running in a straight line down the field. Right. So I don't know. I mean, maybe at some point before the season starts, we'll try to get like a sports medicine person or somebody to explain to us, like in the recovery of an ACL, what are the limitations? Are there, when it's repaired and fully repaired, and of course they're doing imaging on this thing all the time. Once it's fully repaired, does the fact that it tore in the first place make it more likely at all to tear again? Or do you start back over at 0? Because if you start back over at 0 and his movement isn't being limited, then what does any of this matter? You just go, right? I don't know the answers to those. I don't know if you're more likely to re-tear an ACL. I don't think that you are, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But I don't know, like some of the things that we've worried about as we're seeing video of him, I'm like, man, I'm like the video yesterday, the one you're talking about, I think, where he's kind of skipping around. Like it's when he takes it under center, drops back a few steps, hands it, and then immediately like cuts to his left. That's where I'm like, that feels like that would put more strain on the knee right there. What he just did, than him dropping back, seeing nothing, and literally taking off and running up the field for 50 yards.
Yeah, I agree.
So it doesn't look like he's limited at all to me so far, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's wild. And I think that like your brain tells you as you watch this is that we should temper our expectations because that's what our brain tells us to do, because it's like, well, he's hurt. Like, I don't know if he'll really be ready. Like, is he actually fine? And then I think,
there's a very real possibility that it's not he's hurt, it's he was hurt and is fine now. Right? Like he may not still be hurt. He may just be wearing a brace and be back to 100%.
That's what I'm saying. It like my brain, like my eyes tell me that he's going to start week 1, and my brain tells me there's no way he's going to start.
He is starting week 1. Like that's not even he may not start week 1 of the preseason just because who knows, but he's out there taking all the first team reps. Why wouldn't he start week 1? Like why would you not start him week 1?
So wild.
Craziness. One other thing before we shift, we'll have Jaylon Thompson in to talk Royals next segment. We also hear from Clark Hunt on the stadium yesterday. That was the other news out of Chiefs camp, TJ. We get some thoughts and insight into the always closed roof, to the transparent top, to the decision to go with a full 70,000 again instead of making it smaller, which has become a trend. I thought we got good. I was satisfied with the reasons on all the answers to those questions.
I think that the biggest thing that we learned, there's a lot of that he said in the past. The biggest thing that we learned, I think, is why he wanted the glass roof. I think that we all kind of thought it would be a glass roof is the expectation that I think that we knew, because we knew it was going to be, I'm pretty sure we knew it was going to be closed for quite a while. And I think that he really explained it the best way that I've heard is that they, you think about AT&T Stadium, it opens, but when you look up, you don't really see the sky.
Well, and it's never open. He said in their research, they found like these sites and these places that do it almost never open their roofs anyway.
Yeah. So
like he said they might open it 3 times a year, 4 times a year.
I think the best possible option for honestly a lot of these teams that are building new stadiums, and a lot of NFL teams are doing this, but like even for MLB, whenever they're doing these kind of things, I think like, even the Trop kind of did it a little bit, not quite, but their roof is translucent. I think that doing that makes you feel more outside than a roof that does open.
I agree with that.
And there's some that are, I was thinking like the Ranger Stadium feels like an exception because the entire roof comes off. Right. Like the top just comes off. It's not like a door opens. And so I think there's something to be said about it that I like that idea. I like the fact that whenever it's a day game, it's going to look like a day game. It's going to feel like a day game in there. It's just not going to be 100 degrees. So I'm pro glass roof. Again, I've been inside Allegiant Stadium, and I think that it's really awesome just to see what it's like, to see the sunlight come in and all the things about all that. So that's really cool stuff. And then again, I think that he emphasized again what we'd already heard from him back when they passed this to be a thing coming to Kansas, is that there's two things that absolutely can't change, and it's we're going to have tailgating, it's going to be loud. And, you know, he said yesterday that they had acoustical engineers trying to make sure they are building it the way that sound will be trapped and make it loud in there. And they need to see the design for the parking lot, because they're not just going to throw that in there and just not care about it. The parking lot's got to make sense to be able to tailgate in there. And so, again, if you're a Chiefs fan, there's part of you I know that is like, man, this really sucks that Arrowhead's leaving. But whenever you look across the league, the stadium that they are building outside the Bills Stadium is going to be really cool and still have a lot of tradition that theirs has. But I mean, you're getting basically a brand new Arrowhead Stadium with a roof, and that's what it's going to be.
I've changed my tune. I'm very much pro roof now. I don't think they were going to be able to get retractable. When I saw the design of it look like Arrowhead, I'm like, this is the way. This is the best way. I keep thinking of Minnesota's stadium and the atmosphere that you see in their new stadium. Like, I have not been to SoFi. I've not been to Minnesota Stadium either. But when you watch it, like, SoFi doesn't scream to me home field advantage. Minnesota's does, though.
Yeah.
Like, you watch a Vikings, it's loud. They're going nuts. It's all right there. So, like, I think they made all the right calls. I'm supportive of the.
It'll be crazy to see. They talked about they're trying to get Final Fours in there like we expected. Seeing a Final Four in there with a glass roof is going to be wild.
It might be hard to. It'd be like playing outdoor basketball. It'd be a different dynamic completely. Yeah. All right, we'll come back. Jaylon Thompson, a Royals insider, joins us next. Don't go away.
Royal Blue runs deep in this town.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make Make yourself known now.
310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
On KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
All right, we welcome you back in here to Sports Daily. Jaylon Thompson in for us here, our Royals insider. You can find his work at the KC Star on X at Jaylon Thompson. Jaylon, I don't know where to begin, so I'm going to begin with what's been bugging me since yesterday's historically bad loss. Why go to Matt Strom in that situation? Why? Why would you do? You have maybe baseball's best or one of the best left-handed relievers. You need one out. You need to put out a fire. He's a lefty. Why are you going to Matt Strom in that situation?
The short answer is that Daniel Lynch pitched 2 days in a row, so you don't want to pitch him a third day.
Why?
And
why
they
want to pitch
have Matt. They have Matt Strom on the team, and
with a
Matt
7 ERA.
I know. Matt Cottrell is going to use his guys. That's been his whole thing since he got here. So
that brings up the next point. Is a change going to have to be made after this season? And I know that's a hard question that nobody. I hate even asking that question, to be perfectly honest with you. That's a weird spot for you. You talk to these guys every day. But if the Royals are really at the deadline running this back, which is what everybody thinks they're going to do, which is what you've been saying they're going to do for weeks. Can you run it back after the last 2 years of disappointment with Matt Cottrell?
yes, because of the injuries. If they didn't have the injuries and they were playing bad, then you probably have a case. But the injuries kind of safeguards him a little bit because look at the lineup that they rolled out there. I mean, no disrespect to the guys they have there playing, but you have guys like Andrew Velasquez, which is a really nice dude, but he's out there playing. Josh Rojas is out there playing. Tyler Tolbert out there playing. I mean, John Rave was in center field and had 2 doubles yesterday. Nick Lofton's playing right field. That's what you have out there. It's kind of hard to be mad at Matt Cottrell because all his pieces are hurt. He has 14 people on the injury list right now.
Is yesterday the weirdest game you've seen? Is that the weirdest finish you've seen?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. I was done. The story was done. It was all good to go. It was Noah Cameron's night, and the bullpen just ruined it for him. And you know, it's one of those things where you just hate it for him. You hate it for Noah because that was just an awesome performance. And to see the Twins, I don't know if you guys like you're driving down the road and you see a car crash and you don't want to look, but you just know it's bad, and you just have a feeling it's going to be bad, and it's exactly what you thought it was. When they brought Matt Strom in, I was like, he's going to get a big home run. That's just what he does. And I don't know what's wrong with Lucas Ursay.
But Jaylon, that's why you don't bring in Matt Strom, because we all know what's about to happen. It's Cody Clemens, the royal killer at the plate, and you're bringing in the guy who gives up a home run in every appearance. It feels like he comes out. Put anybody, even if it's not Lynch, put literally anybody else out there.
And then I agree. I'm agreeing with you. But what DeRose will say to counter your point would be, well, who do you want to face the left-hander?
Literally anybody else.
And I know, but that's the thing though. They're not going to go against their analytical plan of lefties on out there, so throw a lefty in to face him. And I know it's really kind of crazy to do that, but if you put John Schreiber out there, he sucks against lefties. So
and don't put John Schreiber out there.
Nate Pearson just got there. McGee just got there. I mean, and
is Alex Lang your closer, or is Alex Lang not your closer? Because he didn't pitch in game 2.
Game the other day.
I understand. But if we're going to stick to our guns and never change anything, Alex Lang's your damn closer. How about put him out there?
I agree. So bottom line is they have no one in that bullpen that can save them. They have no one. And if they trade Daniel Lynch, they really will not have no one.
What about Salvador Perez? Can he get you an out?
Yeah, let's get Tyler Tolbert, the pitcher Tyler Tolbert, in there. He's gotten outs before. We needed 3 pitches yesterday, and we couldn't get it.
Maybe 1 pitch.
The three-headed monster because he was 0-2.
Yeah, no kidding. One more pitch. The 3-headed monster of Ursig, Strom, and Lang. Is it going to work? Is it just broken? What happened to Lucas Ursig? What happened to Matt Strom? I think I saw something yesterday. Matt Strom was like a top 10 reliever in baseball this season.
Yeah. As much as you want to get on Matt Cottrell, you got to get on
100% agree. Yep.
Because for the Cole Reagans trade that he made, which was great at the time in 2023, he gave away Jonathan Bolin. He gave away Evan Six for nothing. I mean, that's kind of those 2 trades really stand out. Evan Six, I don't know if you guys remember him, but he's been pitching well with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He traded him for Bailey Falter, and Bailey Falter hasn't been up since May or April, at that point in time. Whatever month it was, he went down, never came back. He traded from Jonathan Bolin for Matt Strom, and Jonathan Bolin is doing well, and Matt Strom has a 7.01 ERA. Lucas Ursig does not have it right now, and it's all mental. It's in between his head. I don't know what he can do to fix that, but when he gets into trouble, he unravels. And I thought he got 2 outs in the 9th inning. I was like, oh, this is going to be good, right? Unraveled. He hit a batter, and then it just fell apart. So I don't know. I have no answers. I don't know where they go.
Well, let's talk about the trade deadline then, because if the bullpen arms are moderately attainable, not the high end guys, they'll be expensive, which makes the Daniel Lynch decision hard.
I think you gotta trade him.
But is that something you think they should trade him?
Gotta trade him.
He's got control, so I think it's acceptable if they don't. If they're running it back, is maybe that's something though we should look for. That everyone talks about. They got to get lineup pieces. You always hear about that. Man, with the development of Jensen, with the development of Cags, with the year Nick Lofton's having. I don't know if I'm subscribing to that. I feel kind of okay about the lineup next year. I wonder if with Lane Thomas and Starling Marte and some of these other guys that they'll certainly trade, can you go get maybe younger, a little more unproven bullpen guys who have good arms that you could maybe profile into effective relievers because everyone right now thinks they're going to target, an outfielder or a young bat or whatever. They just drafted a dude out of slot because he might be available earlier. Maybe bullpen's something they target at the deadline, but not, they're obviously not going to go get top names, but they've been good at those mid-level trades over the years.
I don't know if I would trade for bullpen help at the deadline. If I'm gonna move Lane Thomas, I want someone that can be a starting pitcher for me and provide innings, because you don't have that next year. You just don't. I mean, Cole Reagans, you don't know what he's gonna be. You don't even know if he might move to the bullpen, honestly, depending on due to his injury history. Michael Watkins, Seth Lugo, that's gonna be in their they already are in their mid-30s. They're gonna be another year older. How long will they keep it up? So those are three guys right there. Then you have Noah Cameron, who is working hard, getting his way back, which is great. But after that, Winder Avila still kind of unproven. You don't really have starters. So I'm looking for starters if I'm the Royals, and you figure out the relievers. You can get a journeyman and try to hopefully they set the tone or pitch well. Randy Dobnak, if we're really being honest right now, is probably the third best pitcher that the Royals have right
now. When's the trade happening? What's your prediction?
I hope it's not Monday at the deadline. I hope it's earlier than that.
It's going to be Monday at the deadline.
It'll be Monday at the deadline.
I think, especially after what we saw last year, it does feel like they'll. Who's for sure going? Lane Thomas,
John Schreiber,
Starling
Marte. Yeah, those are probably the top three guys that for sure are going to get shipped off because they're expiring contracts, right?
Yeah.
At the time, I would have said Matt Strom, but nobody's picking that up.
No. Have you heard anything on Chris Bubich? What he's
still working his way back. He's in his throwing program, so he's still progressing. So,
but has it been good progression? They can't trade him obviously now, which is one of the major bummers. If it goes slow, would he come back on a 1-year deal? Like he can't. It's bottom value for the Royals, and it's kind of bottom value for him.
That's probably something that he would probably consider, and I think the Royals would consider that too. A 1-year prove it type of thing. I mean, I could see that from both sides. But for right now, Bubich he just started his throwing program last week, the week of July 20th. So he's got to get built back up again.
Man,
I know.
Monday. Bobby Witt Jr. going to come back in the lineup tonight?
I don't know if he'll play tonight because, it's a back. They might
his first day eligible, right? Am I right on? Is that timing right? It's his first day eligible today. I think.
First day eligible today. They might slow play it a little bit, but depends on how he feels, right? But at this point, why bring him back early when you're 18 games right under 500, right? Or whatever the number is. You want him to be healthy for the next season. So I think you just let him get back easy to playing,
And he's not catching Yordan Alvarez at this point.
No. Alvarez, MVP race, I don't see it.
It'd be with a team 18 games under 5. Yeah, I don't either.
No.
I don't either.
Was the Salvi home run was this week, right? I'm not making that up.
Yeah, it was in Detroit. Yeah, it was in Detroit.
I was going to say, it feels like about 10 years ago now after what we went through yesterday.
No, the sad part about that is the Royals could have swept the Twins. They got walked off.
Isn't that crazy? They have been playing so well. God, I can't get over how maddening that was yesterday. I mean, Mondays was annoying. Anybody trust Lang? Not really.
The Ryan Lefevre's call, I went back and watched it. It was so funny.
So good. It's
just unbelievable. But TJ, you're about to say something. What are you about to say?
I said, what was it like Salvi's home run? We haven't talked about that. Obviously, I imagine they won the game too. That was something you brought up that, you don't want Salvi to hit it in a loss.
My favorite part about that was him hugging Miguel Garcia when he ran around the bases. For those that don't know, Miguel Garcia is the one that gets Salvi ready to go. That's his guy. That's Salvi's guy for 20 years. That he's been with him since he came up in the DSL, Dominican Summer League. So there's a reason why Salvi hugged him. He was the second guy that he hugged out after Vinny. They've been through a lot together. And Salvi even said that. He was like, no disrespect to the hitting coaches, but Miguel Garcia gets me going. gets me right. So, I mean, I love to see that. So I thought that was pretty cool, that relationship. And then hearing from George Brett, who's at Cooperstown at the Hall of Fame. This whole thing about Salvi being a first ballot Hall of Famer, being a Hall of Famer, I don't understand why it's a debate.
And it's crazy too because he's such a lovable baseball character. I think it'll stop. The problem is, Jaylon, the nerds are being too nerdy about catcher analytics. That's the problem. If Salvi, who's got the Gold Gloves to back it up, if he was listen, Mike Piazza, we didn't have this kind of conversation with.
Yeah.
Piazza was not a good catcher. Salvi is one of the best offensive catchers in the history of this game. Top 5 for sure. That should be enough on its own merit.
If you said you took his name off and you just listed out his accomplishments, 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover, Roberto Clemente Award winner, 2 World Series champion, World Series MVP, top 5, going to be top 5 in home runs for catchers all time, played with the same team his entire career.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
It's silly. It's because some nerd in New York's going to say, well, his advanced XBYQ is only 22nd all time. That's what it's going to be. I've had the discussion. One of the few that I do have on social media. I've been there. It's a weird place. We're like, okay, that's cute. Have you ever watched baseball before?
No. My argument with that is if Joe Mauer got in on first ballot, then Salvi should get in.
Yeah. Jaylon, we appreciate it. We're going to have trades to discuss and break down the next time we talk. We'll do it again next week.
Do you want to
follow Jaylon on social? What's that?
Do a special show next week? Or?
That might be a good idea. You know what? Well, let's get a deadline. Let's get a Tuesday visit. Let's put it on the books. We'll talk to Jaylon on Tuesday. We're coming right back.
See you guys later.